Apocalypse Gaming.
Hey chaps, I'm going to do a how I painted video a wee bit differently this time. I'm actually going to film the process rather than give you stills. At the end of it you can let me know what you think. Do you prefer the way I do the stills or do you prefer actually seeing what I'm doing? So for this one I'm going to use my Sparmax Max 4 airbrush for probably all of it. And this is the baby that I'm going to be doing. So I'll be priming it with my Vallejo polyurethane grey as the primer coat. And even though I've got my kick-ass booth there, I will also be wearing one of these. Please, 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 if you're airbrushing, protect your lungs. Something else should be pointed out, before painting this, I have washed it in hot soapy water to get any mould release off. Because we don't want any mould release on it, just making it difficult to paint. So it's a bath in hot soapy water first. So here all I am is laying down the primer coat. I'm doing it at roughly 30 psi. Now when it comes to checking your psi, depress your trigger, let the air flow through your brush, and then that's the psi you're spraying at, not what you see in the gauge when there's no air going through. So about 30 psi's. So here I've just transferred the bus down onto my wee spray booth turntable, just so it's easier to keep the bus centred in the lens finder of the camera, as I was struggling to do that whilst spraying. So this makes sure I'm keeping it in the one place, just so you can see what I'm doing. So this is me still just laying down that first coat of primer. So purely to speed up the process, I'm breaking out the old hairdryer. This isn't the wife's good hairdryer, this is one that's got a dodgy on-off switch, so I kinda acquired that and bought her a new one many years ago. So this is up here in the painting area, so not doing anything wrong. So just giving it a quick blast of heat. Because it's resin, obviously don't blast it for too long, just so you don't deform your resin either. But just giving it a blast of heat just to help the curing process, that way I can keep going. So this is some accessories that come with the bus, all of which will be stuck onto it. They were a pleasant surprise, because I said already this was a Christmas present. I didn't remember these being on the actual model when I saw it in real life, so they were a nice little pleasant surprise. So they'll also be stuck on it. So just again layering down the polyurethane grey just on these, and I'll let these sit aside whilst we concentrate in the bus, and then we can come back to these parts. So that's the bus fully primed. I went back and gave it a second coat, but I didn't bother filming the second coat because I thought that'd be tediously boring. So first coat's, our primer coat's down. I'm going to base coat it now using my Diorama Rust set from Lifecolor as well. It isn't going to be the main set of colours I use, this just to give it the base coat, because I'm looking for that colour there, rust base colour. So that'll be an undercoat, and then I'll take my sponges, which I permanently keep in this set, and I'll just splodge some of the other colours over it to give it a basic rusty effect underneath. Then it will get its main colour on top, as you'll see. So this is the main base colour I'm going to be putting down, and I've mixed it roughly about 1 to 2 parts of the paint versus acrylic thinner. And as we can see, there's a milky type, skimmed milk type finish to the paint, mixed to the paint. You can see it just catching on the side and running down. That's roughly what you're looking for with your airbrush paints when you mix them. So let's get it in the brush and push on. So this is me just laying down now that colour we've just discussed. Unfortunately, due to human error, instead of hitting record, I had hit standby, so some of the footage for seeing me laying down this base colour or undercoat colour is missing, but as you can see I hadn't got very far before realising my mistake. So just laying it down, giving a really good coverage, but again with a nice thin paint so I'm not obscuring any of the detail. You don't see it here, but I did quickly give this a blast with the hairdryer as well once I'd laid down all the paint, just so that again we could push on it and move through the process with a bit of speed, because some of the bits had probably laid down a little bit wet as well, so the hairdryer just helped with that. Right, so we have down the base colour for the rust tones, and I'm just going to take and splodge randomly, not heavily think about it too much, these tones across it. If I have some of more of another one, it doesn't really matter, I'll just be relatively random. I'll do one colour, then another, because they're all going to get covered up, and some of it might get exposed, some of it might not. We'll just need to wait and see. So that's what I'm going to do now. So using my sponge, which I dab on a bit of paper just to take some of it off, and then we're just going to splodge it on. As I say, it doesn't matter too much where it goes, because it's the random nature of what we're looking for. Just looking at it splodged across it a bit everywhere. So purely because it would like watching paint dry, if I left that at normal speed, we've sped this up again a wee bit just so we can get through the process quicker. But it's just light touching with the sponge, applying the colour as we go, quite randomly. So just taking a different one and the same process. And once again, just so no one gets bored, let's hit some warp speed here. And now third tone. And once again, it's time to make the jump to light speed with this last tone. Again, just lightly putting it down, but trying to get it over some of the other colours as well, just so we get a bit of a mix of colours should those be the ones that are exposed. So there we go, just random splodges all underneath, giving us a base coat. This I'm going to have to seal now and varnish. So to seal it, I'll just be spraying some gloss varnish over it. So nothing fancy to see here, just laying down the varnish. Again, I've kept the pressure at 30 psi because all it is a varnish coat, I'm not looking for any detail. So nice good coverage. Tilt up the model as well, just so we can get the varnish underneath the windows, just so we're getting every area covered. Then it's a blast, as you see, with the hairdryer. Again, don't let it get too hot, just so you're allowing the stuff to cure that bit quicker without damaging your resin by getting it too hot. So I'm going to end part one here, and we'll come back when I start to lay down the base colour of the bus.
Apocalypse Gaming.